Good evening and welcome into the Tuesday edition of WHKY-TV News. Rob Eastwood in for Ralph Mangum. Well, it was another hot summer day today, and more of those are in the near future for us, with highs in the upper 80s and low 90s for the next several days across the Hickory Metro. We have a busy news night tonight, lots to talk about. Fentress has your crime report. She also has the weather forecast, plus details on a Hickory church's involvement in a major effort. Jason has details on last night's exciting Crawdads game that ended around midnight. It was a late night. I was there. I can attest to that. Plus, he'll have results from Hickory Motor Speedway in local sports. Topping our news tonight, the state will not seek the death penalty in the murder case against 47-year-old Joseph Wayne Barker of Vail. During a hearing in Catawba County Superior Court yesterday, prosecution announced their intent to proceed with the case as a non-capital murder. Barker is charged with the April 23rd shooting death of his wife, 43-year-old Crystal Johnson Barker. He fled the scene of the crime, according to authorities, and was located 2 days later in Transylvania County. The Catawba County Sheriff's Office continues to investigate this case. The two suspects in a triple homicide in Alexander County have been indicted. Earlier today, a special session of the grand jury met in Alexander County. That grand jury handed down 6 bills of indictment against 30-year-old Areli Aguirre Aviles of Taylorsville. He's indicted on 3 counts of first-degree murder along with single counts of statutory rape of a child 15 years of age or younger, violation of a domestic violence order with a deadly weapon, and first-degree arson. 16-year-old Heidi Darlene Wolf of Wilkesboro has been indicted on 3 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of first-degree arson. The 2 suspects are charged in connection to the deaths of 11-year-old Angel E. Pacheco and 12-year-old America D. Pacheco, whose bodies were found in a burned home on Pine Meadows Lane June 15th. The body of the 3rd victim, 38-year-old Maria Calderon, had still not been found. She is presumed deceased. A runaway teenager is being sought by authorities, and he may be in Burke County. On June 10th, a report was filed with the Iredell County Sheriff's Office in regards to a runaway juvenile. The juvenile, 16-year-old Nathan Lee Holtzclaw, willingly ran away from a group home in the Mooresville area. Holtzclaw was last seen walking away on foot and is believed to have obtained a ride away from the area from an unknown party. Holtzclaw was last seen wearing a gray hoodie with a black t-shirt and jeans. The missing teen is described as a white male with brown hair and brown eyes. You're looking at the photo right now. He is approximately 6 feet tall, 240 pounds, with tattoos on the back of both hands. Nathan Holtzclaw is in the custody of Burke Child Protective Services and has a history of running away from placement. The juvenile was located with family in Georgia the last time he ran. The juvenile also has family in the Morganton area and is believed to possibly be located there. Iredell County Sheriff's Office detectives have gathered information saying that the juvenile is safe. However, he is actively avoiding being located by law enforcement or Child Protective Services. If you have any information, contact the Iredell County Sheriff's Office at 704-878-3100. A man wanted in connection to an armed robbery in May in Morganton was caught yesterday with the help of a citizen. At 11:40 a.m. yesterday, the Burke County Emergency Communications Center received a call from a concerned citizen reporting a man matching the description of a wanted fugitive. That man, 23-year-old Ezra Harold Patton, was at a veterinarian clinic on Enola Road in Morganton. Morganton public safety officers arrived and positively identified Ezra Patton. They took him into custody. According to a news release, Patton had been on the run since May 18th of this year. He was wanted on a charge of armed robbery. Patton was placed in the Burke Catawba detention facility following his arrest under a $500,000 secured bond. He's scheduled to appear in Burke County Superior Court July 29th. 3 inmates in the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office Detention Center have been charged with assaulting 4 detention officers. 43-year-old Larry Wade Stanley Jr. of Lincolnton, 24-year-old Thomas Utah McDonald of Denver, and 29-year-old Dustin Logan Ensley of Lincolnton were all charged in the case. Stanley is charged with felony attempted first-degree murder, assault by strangulation, 4 felony counts of assault inflicting serious injury on a law enforcement officer, and conspiracy. McDonald and Ensley were charged with 4 felony counts of assault inflicting serious injury on a law enforcement officer and conspiracy. According to the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, at approximately 9:30 Saturday night, inmate Larry Wade Stanley Jr. was acting unruly and refused to go back to his cell. As officers were physically moving Stanley to his cell, 2 other inmates, Thomas McDonald and Dustin Ensley, reportedly got behind the officers and began assaulting them. The assault left 1 officer with a concussion and another with stitches. 4 officers sustained injuries to their face, head, and arms. They were transported to Atrium Health Lincoln by detention staff and treated for their injuries. Stanley was placed under a no-bond hold. McDonald and Ensley were each placed under $100,000 secured bond each. All 3 suspects were scheduled to appear in district court yesterday. 2 out-of-county residents are charged in a Hickory case involving a stolen vehicle. 31-year-old Brittany Danielle Boykin of Parker Avenue in Connolly Springs and 33-year-old Justin Allen Hammonds of Abernathy Street in Lenoir were arrested last Friday by Hickory police officers. Boykin is charged with felony probation violation, and Hammonds is charged with felony counts of possession of a stolen motor vehicle and possession of Schedule II controlled substance, along with a misdemeanor count of possession of drug paraphernalia. Last Friday, Hickory police responded to a business on Highway 321 Northwest in reference to a report of a stolen vehicle. The vehicle in question was reported to have been stolen from Caldwell County. During the investigation, methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia were reportedly found, and the suspects, Boykin and Hammonds, were arrested. It's time for a break. More crime news is on the way next, including details on the arrest of an Eichert resident in a Catawba County drug case. Fentress has that and much more in today's crime report. Stay with us.